Hello, people. Name is Kevin, and today I want to follow up with the previous content and talk about the next step to our approach towards finding your main purpose. In the first video, we discussed briefly about finding your purpose and establishing that if you are to do that, you've got to be able to open yourselves up and do everything that you set your interests on in the current present, regardless of it being an old interest from since you were born. And I also mention how you need to envision what the general view of your life looks like in the years to come. What do you imagine your life turning out to be when you're in your 40s? Regardless, if you want to live a normal life and just work 9 to 5, or travel the world and live on the road, etc. If you have figured out these two things, and you have an interest up there at the top of your list, and you also pretty much have laid out a general view of how you want to be living your life in the next years to come, well, let's give it a go and swat aside any of that feeling of fear, judgment, and worry that will stop you from taking that step, taking that leap. So, maybe you've been there before. Maybe you've already got a plan all laid out in front of you, and it's all there just waiting for you to do something with it, but just can't. There it is. That feeling of uncertainty, unease, fear of judgment, like it's all just so overwhelming that you just want to turn the other way and just return to where things were all the same, where it's safe from the danger. Well, I mean, this is normal. This is part of the human nature. It's according to Dr. Lindsay Halliday, psychologist and a neuroscientist from Santa Clara University, after a series of studies done on lab animals with similar brain functions as humans. The brain is naturally designed to protect us from the things that endanger us, or the things that we fear, from recordings of past replications, or just pure survival instincts. An example: when you were a kid and you wanted something, or maybe you wanted to do something, if our parents say no, and you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and they decide, nah, that's it, they had enough, so they punish you for it. The punishment can be taking away your phone, getting yelled at, or verbally scarring you for life. If you have Asian parents like I do, you know what I'm talking about. Whatever it may be, it hurts, and you definitely don't want it to happen again. So you obey, and the cycle repeats. Fast forward 2 decades later, you have an idea, and it's something that you really want to pursue, but of course the brain will pick this up and remind you, yo dude, you gotta do this to yourself again. Remember what happened last time? And now you feel like shit because you just can't bring yourself up to do it due to this feeling, this fear from the past inflicted by others or even by yourself, and this fear of judgment. It's just shit. So how do we break that cycle? Well, it ain't gonna be easy, but the only way to move forward is to acknowledge the feeling and replace it with something else, something better. That feeling right there is basically a subconscious habit. And like habits, they are not possible to just get rid of. You can't just get rid of it. You can't just stop it. However, they can be replaced with something as addictive. That fear that you feel will always be there. That feeling of judgment, whatever it is, that fear of failure. It's a part of you. It's part of your mechanism. It's human nature. So by acknowledging or embracing that feeling, you ground yourself. And then you're at least no longer confused about your current state on how you're feeling in the moment. And from that, you can create a better outcome from pursuing your desire. Start small. Every small step you take towards that desire, towards your desire, reward yourself with some $5 pizza, a movie, some cool time on the piano, whatever goes off, whatever is your drift. even if you only worked on this project for half an hour a day, or even less, you're basically negotiating with yourself, saying, yes, I know I failed before, and I have been punished for it, and I remember all this, but if you go again, you'll get this. And you keep at it. You keep at it like this, and you feel good about it. You feel motivated to do more, because action breeds motivation. And this is an important concept that I feel a lot of people misunderstand. A lot of people tend to think that motivation leads to action. That's really BS. And let me debunk that for you. When was the last time you're motivated to do shit that you don't like, or shit that you're scared of? Pretty much never, right? So, with a bit of true long-term reasoning as to why you're doing what you're doing now, and those small baby steps with nice rewards as the end outcome, you've given yourself a purpose to strive for this desire. You've pretty much already given yourself a purpose when you figured out what the general view of your life looks like in the next years to come. I mean, that's why you're pursuing for whatever it is that you desire right now. So, and as a fact, we humans are always at our best when we have a purpose, even if our purpose is to look for a purpose. When we have a purpose, we're at our best, and that is a fact. So, please don't think motivation leads to action, because that is simply not true. When you take that step, when you take that action, when you first, it's like the bike stuff. It's like the whole bike phrase. When you get on the bike, you actually have to get on the bike to start riding it. And once you actually get on the road, and once you actually just start riding, that's when you feel more motivated to start riding here and ride to the mall and all that kind of other shit. So, yeah, similar to that. Action breeds motivation. Simple as that. I hope you found this video informative, and I'm confident that if you apply this to your life, you will see that you are now well and truly on your way to wherever it is that you want to go. Better than feeling lost and in the middle of nowhere, right? And also, one more thing before we part ways. You have to promise yourself and promise me that whatever desire you've chosen to pursue, you have to do it to the very best of your ability. You don't have to be the best in it yet. I mean, you're still starting small. But you have to do it to basically when you feel like you can't anymore. Or when you realize that this isn't for you. Which you know when you feel like this path that you're on gives you no sense of purpose, like you just can't be fucked doing it. Of course, start small still. Just start small. And over time, you develop and you invest more time into it. You invest more money into it. But if it's not for you, that's fine. Move on to the next desire. You've already started this. So then so if it's not for you, and whatever next desire that you have on your list, you can just take the step and do it, because you already know how to take the step for this action, for this desire. So keep going, keep pushing, keep exploring, go on the adventure, keep trying new things, keep doing things, save up and go hard again. And I'm sure by however long it takes, sooner or later, you'll find it. You'll find your purpose and you'll strive. And then let me know in the comments so that we can celebrate. Alright, till next time, boys and girls. Adios.